Jasmine Crockett stepped in it. You don't know who she is. She's insane, congressperson. She's rooting for America? No. So she's a congresswoman for the United States of America. She's a federal Congress American who's a federal, she's a congressman for the fed. She's not even a state. She's at the federal level. She goes to D.C. This is her job. She was on with a guy called Charlemagne, who's not the god. And he's not Charlemagne, because Charlemagne is a French ruler and my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Really been the one to call it out. The fact that I'm rooting for Canada and I'm rooting for Mexico a lot is really wild. But they are really the ones that are speaking truth to power right now. They can see what it is, and they were like, we are not messing with this crazy regime from Mar-a-Lago, and basically calling them thugs. That's what it is. But I'm like, y'all knew who he was when y'all elected him. So don't act surprised.
Nobody's acting surprised because, we knew he was a thug. So hold on a second. If we say thug, that's a racist term. Was I right? Was I remember if we used the word thug? Unless you're saying Bones, Thugs, and Harmony, which are great. There goes, those guys are fun. But you're rooting for another country. You're rooting against your own country. That's where we are. This is why the Democrats swing and miss all the time. This is why you're not. I was out last night with a bunch of people, of which I would say out of the 10 or 12 we're all hanging out with, most of them were left-leaning. And to a person, all of them said, we'll see what happens with Trump. I mean, we don't buy into a lot of the wacky, crazy stuff. And they didn't talk about taxes. They didn't talk about, unions or even choice. They didn't talk about marriage equality. When they were talking to me, they were saying, yeah, we don't buy into the lunacy of the uber progressives. We don't buy into the, abortion at, any time for whenever, because for everybody who says, well, abortion at 8 months and 7 months, third trimester rarely happens. And it's usually, that's not true. It's not. I mean, it rarely happens when you look at the overall picture, but to think that, it only happens because of the life of the mother, again, that is not true. And then when you talk about, and not talking third trimester, and when you talk about like the trans issue, the kids, like all of these people were progressive, they're Democrats, they're left leaning, they all said the same thing. No, you can't mess with the kids. You can't mess with people's kids. You can't start talking lunacy like this. They're never talking about the things that need to be. That's why they continue to lose. And they're going to continue. As I've said, and I'll continue to say, they run it stupid faster than anybody I've ever seen. And there's a lot of people out there that run at stupid, but they take the cake.
I think he does too, though, don't you?
No, I think he does. But my question, really, I think we need to reframe the discussion. If the problem is these programs, what is the solution? Should we just then depend on the benevolence of Elon Musk and white billionaires to hire women and people of color?
No.
Should we just depend on corporations to, on their own, make the workforce more diverse? They didn't do it from 1776 to 1965. Why do we think it's going to be any different?
Oh, God. By the way, I could say something horrible, but I'm not going to. This is right here, though. This is the talking piece of stuff. So diversity, they care about things that shouldn't matter at all is the only thing they care about. Not whether or not we're moving in the right direction, not whether or not we've allowed gobs of people in here, not whether or not we've had a massive amount of money pour over to places like Ukraine and yes, even Israel, and we're spending tons of money all over the place. You're caring about nothing that's going on with the average person because you're so focused on skin color, which is just crazy. And in fact, in a little bit, we're going to talk next hour about what Trevor Noah said. I've never found him funny. Trevor Noah, the comedian, he took over for Jon Stewart.
Yeah, on Daily Show.
I never found him funny. I've never ever once thought that dude was funny. And it has nothing Jon Stewart's funny as hell, right? There's a lot of comedians who are left. They're super funny. I just never found him funny. But he said something that was so insane about diversity and segregation that you think to yourself, is your goal to go backwards? Is that the goal that you guys have? Is it, the left is the goal to go back to a different time to segregate us? Because we already see all that wacky stuff now, right? Like where they have their own, we're going to have our own graduation. We need diversity, but we're going to have our own graduation. We're going to have our own national anthem. We're going to have our own this. And then you've got this, Sonny Houston. Well, do you think he's going to hire black people? No, I think he's going to hire whoever the best person is. And chances are, if it's computers, I'm going to go out on the limb and say, probably not white people, mostly Asians. Chad.
A lot of Indians.
Yes, that's Asian.
That's what Doge has done.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon went out there and was just like, give me the guys that know what they're doing.
And remember, Asians are the new whites. You get stuck into that position because your skin color isn't the skin color that reflects victimhood. So they put you into that, that's why you see all the fights going on at colleges, because they're weighting the way that the Asians were getting into all these colleges comparatively to other minority groups that have been oppressed. And you're thinking to yourself, so just say it. Just say it's brown and black. You care about a certain skin color because you feel that you can victimize them better.